Hey everyone, today I want to read a devotional to you. It is mainly for all the women out there of all ages, but if you're a man, this will help you better understand women. A few years ago, I read a book called Captivating, and it really changed my perspective on things, and I wrote the main takeaways of this, and so I'm going to read this to you today. So in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, and everything in them. Then something astonishing took place. God sets his own image on the earth. He creates a being like himself. The masterpiece seems complete, and yet the master says something is not good. That something is Eve. She is the final work of God, woman. She's the master's final touch. She is the crown of creation. She fills a place in the world nothing and no one else can fill. So ladies, next time you go outside, look across the earth and say to yourselves, the whole vast world is incomplete without me. Every woman has a crucial role to play, a destiny of her own to fulfill, and she too bears the image of God. Genesis 1:27 says, "So God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God he created them, male and female. He created them." Your heart is a reflection of God's own heart. It is the very place we bear the image of God. And Proverbs 4:23 says, "Keep your heart with a diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life." And the definition of diligence is a steady, earnest work of effort. So why must we put forth so much work and effort to protect our hearts? It's because God knows it's the core to who we are. Out of your feminine heart flows all the things that make life worth living: friendships, love, meaningful work, adventure, your dreams, and your relationship with God. So what is the heart? What do women long for? If you take a look at all the movies, history, and the women around you, you will notice all women desire the same three things. 1, to be romanced. 2, to be irreplaceable. And 3, to unveil beauty. Tell me if I'm wrong. It's been in your heart since childhood. This explains why little girls love the twirling skirts, the sparkly things, the dress up, the longing to be pretty, to know, am I lovely and do you see me? Ever since you were a little girl, you've desired to be adored, to be beautiful. This also explains why women wear makeup. They want to be beautiful. They believe it makes their appearance better. On the negative side, the desire to be beautiful has caused many women untold grief, countless diets, tears shed, and broken hearts in its pursuit. The desire to be beautiful is an ageless longing. If you're not careful, you can get caught up in idolizing it, letting your weight and appearance dominate your life. A vanity is called a vanity for a reason. It means excessive pride in one's own appearance. And 1 Peter 3:3-4 says, "Do not be concerned about the outward beauty of fancy hairstyles, expensive jewelry, or beautiful clothes. You should clothe yourself instead with the beauty that comes from within, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is so precious to God." And know this, know what God has said about you. Psalms 139:14, he says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And in Genesis 1:27, he said you're made in his image. And Song of Solomon 4:7 says, "You are altogether beautiful, my love. There is no flaw in you." God has given you a beautiful form and spirit. You are already beautiful. Now you just have to believe it too. And throughout all cultures and down throughout time, we see the art of women such as sculptures, paintings, and photographs. And when artists tried to capture the essence of Eve, they sculpted, painted, or photographed her at rest, because Eve speaks something differently to the world than Adam does. Through her beauty, throughout history, you rarely find art devoted to the masculine form, but you will always find thousands upon thousands of pieces of art devoted to the feminine form. The beauty of women is celebrated everywhere throughout all cultures. But why? Well, for one, Adam is best captured in motion doing something. His essence is strength in action. That's what he speaks to the world. He bears the image of God, who is a warrior, and Eve does not belong in a scene of brutal combat or chopping down a tree. In art, Eve is always captured at rest. She expresses beauty in who she is. Like God, it is her essence. Beauty is powerful. It nourishes, it comforts, and it invites. Genesis 24:67 says, "And Isaac brought Rebekah into his mother Sarah's tent, and she became his wife. He loved her deeply, and she was a special comfort to him." Now we see sexual violence ramping up throughout the world. We see more than 1 million young girls and women sold into sex trade every year. We see many women haters, especially in the media, and in relationships we see many women abused, used, and treated as objects. But where does this deep hatred from women come from? Well, Ephesians 6:12 says, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, and against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places." Why does Satan make Eve the focus of his assault on humanity? Why did he choose Eve and not Adam? Well, Satan was first named Lucifer. It infers a glory, a brightness, or a radiance unique to him. And Ezekiel 28:12-14 says, "You are the model of perfection, full of wisdom and exquisite in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Your clothing was adorned with every precious stone, red carnelian, pale green, peridot white, moonstone, blue green beryl, ox green jasper, blue lapis, lazuli, turquoise, and emerald, all beautifully crafted for you and set in the finest gold. They were given to you on the day that you were created. I ordained and anointed you as the mighty angelic guardian. You had access to the holy mountain of God and walked among the stones of fire." So Lucifer was glorious. He was gorgeous. He was breathtaking. But pride entered his heart in Ezekiel 28:17. "Your heart was filled with pride because of all your beauty. Your wisdom was corrupted by your love of splendor. So I threw you down to the ground and exposed you to the curious gaze of kings." And then splendor definition is great brightness or luster. So Satan fell because of his beauty. Now his heart for revenge is to assault beauty. He destroys it in the natural world wherever he can. Strip mines, oil spills, fires. He wreaks destruction on the glory of God in the earth like a psychopath committed to destroying great works of art. But most especially he hates Eve because she is captivating, uniquely glorious, and he cannot be. She is the incarnation of the beauty of God more than anything else in all of creation. She embodies the glory of God. She allures the world to God. And Satan hates it with a jealousy we can only imagine. And there's more. The evil one also hates Eve because she gives life. Women give birth, not men. Women nourish life. And they also bring life into the world soulfully, relationally, and spiritually in everything they touch. Satan was a murderer from the beginning. John 8:44. "For you are the children of your father the devil, and you love to do the evil things he does." He was a murderer from the beginning. He has always hated the truth because there is no truth in him. When he lies, it is consistent with his character, for he is a liar and the father of lies. So he brings death. His is a kingdom of death. Ritual sacrifices, genocide, the Holocaust, abortion, those are his ideas. And thus Eve is his greatest human threat. For she brings life. She is a life saver and a life giver. Eve means life. Adam named his wife Eve because she would become the mother of all living. Genesis 3:20. Put those two things together, that Eve incarnates the beauty of God and she gives life to the world. Satan's bitter heart cannot bear it. He assaults her with a special hatred. In Genesis 3:15, and I will cause hostility between you and the woman, and between her offspring and your offspring. He will strike your head, and you will strike his heel. Excuse me if I read that wrong. Do you see it? You are hated because of your beauty and power. Knowing this will shed much light onto your life's story, on all of your trauma and deepest wounds, all the hurt people have caused you. It wasn't because of you. It was because you are glorious these things happened to you. It was because you are a major threat to the kingdom of darkness. It's because you uniquely carry the glory of God to the world. This is the truth that Satan does not want you to see, because the truth will set you free, and God wants to restore your feminine heart, heal your wounds, and set you free. John 8:32, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free.